Hi, welcome to my channel on which I bring to you different ways to level up in life and career. So make way for some interesting content to stir up your mug. So today we are going to see how we can make the process of learning skills fun. Because we know today that learning, acquiring skills, staying updated is so important. But the thing is, there are so many courses out there are so many resources available. But due to our own time schedule and time lagging, we the process becomes really boring at times. There are so many things that we have to learn and we should learn. We should make it a point, but there are things that we should definitely do to make that process a very fun way of acquiring skills in which we really enjoy, that whatever skills that I'm acquiring, I'm able to really put up in my life. So the first thing is, instead of learning skills just straight away and having just a monologue that we are just on the receiving end of the courses and skills, what we can do is that we can make it more interactive, lively, using our own analysis. So what do I mean by that? For example, I will give you my own example. Recently, I was taking a course of equity research analysis. So it's a very, very, very amazing course if someone really wants to make a career in equity research or wants to know more in detail about how to make analysis of equity markets. So when I was learning about that, I learned so many insights about how to go about reading annual reports and deriving so important information from that we can analyze the future of company in next 5 to 10 years. So what I did was that I made my own watch list. I picked up the annual report first hand by myself and I underlined the points that I thought that was important. And through this way, I was able to not just grasp the points that I was learning through the faculty. Instead, I was able to use my own intelligence, use my own analysis of what I was learning in annual reports. Then I also took out the transcripts of conference calls. Then I went researched the websites of BSc, SEBI. So in these ways, I was able to know what I was learning in the classes more clearly, more first hand. So this is the most important way, I would say, that we really dive into the topic we are learning. It can be any course. Since I'm in finance field, I would say if someone is learning financial modeling, someone should then build their own models of their own learnings. What are their analysis, what are the things that they would like to highlight when they are making the forecasts of the company. If someone is learning digital marketing, then they should apply that, they should put up the ads, they should run the ads online. Then they are going to learn it firsthand, because there are so many courses and they are really invaluable. We are going to learn a lot from them. But if we apply that, if we put it into a real life, make it really a dialogue with and it's a dialogue. I just say that it's not going to speak, but when we dive into our work, it automatically opens up so much insights for us. When we begin to analyze the things, then some things just come on the top for us to analyze. So I would say this is one of the most important key point. So let's move on to the second point. The second point is about discussions with the peer circle. The peer circle can be anywhere. When I was taking my course, we had the WhatsApp group of the people who had joined the course. So, what helps in discussion with the peer group is that what is the learning that I am getting, if I am really being accurate about it, or the doubts that I am having. So, the next point is about discussion. I cannot emphasize more on it as it is so important, because when our views are being evaluated, when we are being critically challenged by someone else, that is just whole next level of learning. When my perspective changes just because the person brought out completely different aspect of learning. Whenever I take courses, there are WhatsApp groups to make discussions. I really interact lively in that, because we are learning so much through that. When we are learning a skill, it's not just about mastering that skill, but how creatively we are going to apply that skill in different situations we even couldn't think of. Because if we are thinking of a skill, it's not just key it's going to be applied in only one situation, it can be applied in multiple situations, and also in critical decision making aspects as well. So the next thing is mental models. Mental models are basic universal principles which are going to be true at any point of time, at anywhere in the world. So what are they? Mental models are specific principles about science, maths, statistics, economics, human behavior, which are always going to be helpful in thinking, decision making, and critically analyzing situations. So why do I say mental models are important? Because uh, complex things, if they are simplified, that is the best form of intelligence. That is when we can say that we have really mastered something. And if we are really serious about mastering some skill or something which we are really passionate about in life, we should really think about linking them and directly studying them with mental models, because mental models helps us to analyze and simplify things to the basic level, when even if we are sleeping, we and if someone asks that explain me something, I will be able to explain it, because mental models will help me do so. It will help me prepare a structure, simplify it in a format that I will be able to explain it to school students as well, however complicated it may be for the layman. So even I am studying mental models right now, and Charlie Munger sir emphasizes about mental models so much. He links everything to the mental models, and he thinks that mental models are one of the aspects that always has to be kept in mind by making decisions if someone is really very serious about learning, making intelligent decisions, and analyzing critically. And the last point which I am going to talk about in this video is asking questions. So asking question doesn't come like that. Only if we dive deep into a topic, when we try to break the things using the structures I told you before, like discussing with people, using mental models. So in this way, when we are interacting with our content, that is when we are going to see that there are questions some arising. Because then when things are going to take shape, when we start learning something, it does not immediately take shape. It takes time that we start to visualize it clearly in our mind. We are able to structure and make a format of its structure in our mind. That is when questions arise, and that is what we have to do. For questions to arise, we must dive deep, and questions are an important part. So unless and until we are able to see that questions are arising, we cannot even say that we have learned something. Because when we are in the process of learning, when we really know something, we try to link that to something bigger, something, some other aspects, some other topic, some other content. That is when we can say that learning is actually taking place. So what the topics that I have talked today in this video, they are not just linked to the skills we are learning, but it is linked to the courses and studies we are also doing. Because learning is a process, and if it is done in a systematic manner, it can help us in a way that we are going to remember it even 40-50 years ahead in life. And we will be able to link it with other content, other topics, some other things that we are teaching someone. So that's all for today's video, and I will see you soon in the next video with next set of learnings. Till then, bye.